Doesn't do OBS
Doesn't do
stuff.
anything bad. Okay, there we go. So I'll be muting on Discord since there will be a delay and it'll fuck everyone up. Okay, so yeah, go listen to the YouTube stream. All right. Hey. Oh man, I just realized that I have to look at the YouTube stream. Wait, give me a second. I can't see this on my other screen, which is basically my iPad. Oh, give me a moment. And yeah, hey everybody, how you doing? Come here often. Yes, hello. I see a lot of familiar people, and we might actually get some viewers who actually didn't, sign up for the workshop because YouTube recommends the streams and stuff. Okay, I should be able to view the chat, so I could talk to you guys while I discuss. Because it'll just be awkward if I talk and not talk to y'all sometime. Yeah, I don't want you guys to be left out. Finish schoolwork for this one. Nice. Be like barrels. Finish your schoolwork before doing anything else. Oh wait, I just remembered that I have mods. I wonder if they'll be here anyway. Mods are asleep. Time to mess everything up. But okay, guys, y'all better behave, alright? And I'm gonna play some background music so we can vibe. Hey. Alright, I'm going to officially start now. Summoning mods. Oh wait, Zeka is here. You can act as temporary mod. Anyway, hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to my Live2D workshop with myself. And this is meant for beginners or maybe people who want to be refreshed on their knowledge of basic stuff in Live2D. So let us get started. Alright. So who am I? For those who might not know, who am I? Who am I? That is a Christian. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. So I am an artist who does Live2D. I am addicted to Live2D. Live2D is my life. Live2D, laugh, love. Anyway, so basically I started my VTubing career by making these tutorials because there wasn't a really new one. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna make a new tutorial since all of this stuff is old as heck. And I'm very lucky that they got really popular for some reason. I'm very thankful for that. And until now, a lot of people reference my tutorials. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very happy that a lot of VTubers have been birthed because of my tutorials. And a lot of careers have been made because of my tutorials. So yeah, there you have it. I'm basically the Live2D VTuber person, gal. Yeah, I make tutorials. Yeah, I stream too. Yeah. Oh wait, no, stop. No, alerts shouldn't be here, but thank you for becoming a member. Please no donos for now. Or anything. No. No alerts. Okay. This is the table of contents. TOC, to be short. Okay, basically for the first part, I'll be showing you the production flow of a VTuber and the difference between the free and paid version and what I recommend doing, like what's the path to take, And the next one will be the UI for those who aren't really familiar with Live2D. Opening up for the first time and you're bombarded with these letters, these icons. I'll guide you the way. I'll show you the way. And then I'll be teaching you the basic tools and concepts to get you started in rigging in Live2D. Why are you sending super chats? Okay, actually you should turn up the background music. So I'll have trouble editing because I have a lot of pauses and that'll just break the flow, I hope you guys like my voice. I hope you guys are satisfied with this. Yeah, play your own music. Yeah, vibe your own vibe. Okay. Thank God the alerts won't be heard. And then after the basic tools and concepts, I'll give the final remarks, which are just, as you can read here, tips from yours truly. These are pretty general tips and, I don't know, guidance to help you with, rigging in general, the mindset of a rigger. What kind of mindset do you need to have to be the very best? I'm just joking. Anyway. Okay. Now, I'll start with the production flow. How are VTuber models made anyway? How are they birthed? What's with the mama and papa stuff? So this is basically the flow. You start with the design, the concept. Who do you want to be? How do you want to present yourself to the world? What story do you have? What? That kind of stuff. So yeah, you start with a design and an illustrator, basically makes that come alive and help you conceptualize the stuff, or maybe even conceptualize for you if you don't have a really good idea of your design. I'll just stay here. And yeah, basically the illustrator sets up everything that is needed for rigging. Well, riggers actually have pretty different requirements for illustrations. So, if you are planning to be a rigger, and good on you if you plan on to be an illustrator and a rigger. Too powerful. Okay, if you plan to be just a rigger, it is good to be in contact with the illustrator early on so you could tell them what your preferences are, if you have any. And if there are some problems in certain parts, you could spot those early on so you wouldn't, waste a lot of time. And then after illustration, the artist should be able to give you a Live2D ready model. I'll give y'all 4 rules on separation, since I can't really delve into it since this is a Live2D workshop thingamajig. Yeah, later after I discuss this short process. So after illustration comes the rigging, where everything is moved and stuff, And preferably during rigging, you give the client, or I don't know, yourself, models to test so you can see what's wrong with the rig. Because, I forget things. There are some aspects in the rig that I mess up big time. Like maybe forgetting to clip a certain part or clip a layer in Live2D. I sometimes forget that. But yeah, so testing and then rigging and then testing it until the model is done. Until it's perfect. Until the VTuber child is fully birthed. Now, here are the rules for separation of parts and stuff. Anyway, first rule is to separate the moving parts from each other. Like, observe how your body moves. What should be the things that should be separate? You wouldn't. I mean, look at your arm, man. There's an upper and lower arm. So you're gonna separate it like that. And also the wrist and the fingers. Fingers aren't really necessary for separation in Live2D, but yeah, you get my point. Those should be separated because they move separately. Yeah, man, you don't want your model to be stiff as heck. Yeah, you don't want that. Also, hello to everyone who's just coming into the stream, the workshop. Hey, hey, hey. And second rule is to merge the line art and color layers unless the rigger or you prefer the line art to be separate. This is recommended so there isn't too many parts in Live2D. Yeah, so there isn't a lot of clutter. You would separate the hard shadows though, even though you would merge all the shading and stuff. You'd still separate the hard shadows. The really obvious shadows. Yeah. And then, oh, actually, this is just 3 rules. I'm sorry, fake news. And when you are in doubt, I say you separate, chop that up. If you're not sure if you should separate this and that, just go do that. It is usually better to have an excess of parts instead of a lack of them, because it is pretty easy to group things in Live2D, and I'll show you how that works and stuff later. Yeah. So yeah, remember that an excess of parts is better than a lack of them. I feel that figuring out body XYZ is much harder than head XYZ. That could be difficult since our bodies move a certain way, and you need. Oh, sorry, I was fiddling with something. And you need to rig your model a certain way so you could make it look natural. So yeah, I'm just reading chat for a little bit. Yes. Okay, so some people are just in time for the workshop. That is nice. All right, here we go. Free versus paid version of Live2D. So if you are a beginner, I highly recommend not activating the trial for the pro version, because that is more efficient in my opinion. Like, learn the tools first before using the free trial, using the time for the free trial. Yeah. And then I only recommend activating the free trial if you're going to rig something pretty complicated with a lot of parts, and if you are starting to accept a commission, or maybe, just a small job from someone, since you're still just practicing. If you want to know, the subscription for Live2D monthly is about $20 last time I checked. Yeah. Anyway, here are the deal breakers of the how here are the deal breakers of the free and paid version of Live2D. Okay, parameter limits. This is the biggest deal breaker, man. Because of the models that I rig, I have a lot of physics parameters. 30? That will work for me. Yeah, that's because my models are complicated. So if you are working with a bust-up model, the free version will be enough, in my opinion. If you're rigging pretty simple models, the free version will be enough. And then there's also the deformer limits. Again, that won't work for me because it's a full body and I have quite a lot of layers to deform. And the texture atlas size. In the free version, you are only allowed to have one page of the texture atlas, and the size of that would be 2048 pixels. That is going to be a pretty small model. You won't be able to do close-ups and stuff of the model. You won't be able to rig a really big model, so please keep that in mind when you are making your own model and you're gonna rig it in the free version, or if you're like taking a really high quality PSD and you're using the free version of Live2D, you'll get in trouble. And there's also a limit of the number of layers, so you're only allowed to have 100 layers in the free version. And this one, the Control-Shift-C and Control-Shift-V shortcut, it's a deal breaker for me since it is important for efficiency. I'll just show you what I mean by this. Let me just... Okay. There we go. So the Control-Shift-C and Control-Shift-V thingy is to basically copy the shapes. So for example, in this parameter, I want this thing to be pasted somewhere here. So I'll use the Control-Shift-C shortcut and then go to the desired dot and then press Control-Shift-V and then it'll be pasted. Wow! Magic, efficiency, technology. Yes. So yeah, that is pretty important for me to make the mouse rigging more efficient. Yeah, see, you learn something every day. Yeah. So that is a huge deal breaker for me. Yeah, it's okay to be late. This will be archived, bruh. It's okay. Don't worry. What? How did I not know of this? It is magic, right? See? I'm teaching. You'll learn something. See. Come on, invite your friends, invite your mom. They'll learn something from me. Anyway, the mesh is neatly made. Thank you. And I'll show you how to neatly make meshes later. Alright, so I'm done discussing the free versus paid version of Live2D. And now I shall proceed with the UI, the user interface, the thing that shows, when you open Live2D, it's the thing that you first see. Hey, so if you have Live2D, go ahead and open it. Oh, open it up real good, man. Yeah. Real good. Real good. Yeah. So I'll wait for a little bit for Live2D to boot up for some people. So we'll all be in the same page or something. Why is someone saying what the fuck? Are you is this feature nice? Is this feature of the stream nice? See? Oh wow. Okay, just let me know if y'all have opened Live2D or if y'all ready to proceed. I can discuss. You got them with the Zoom? Yeah, they like the Zoom, yeah. Anyway, waiting for dark. Okay, that is honestly a good suggestion. Since it's so bright, man. Live2D, Live2D brighter than my future. Okay. Will the uncut version of the stream also be available? Yeah, I'll make it available, though it'll be unlisted to make my channel a little bit cleaner. Yeah, it'll be in the past live streams playlist. Okay. It's slow to open. Sorry, I get it. I get it, bro. I understand that. Okay, a little story time. When I first started Live2D, I had a shit laptop. Emphasis on shit. It wasn't meant for Live2D. Bro, imagine 4 gigabytes of RAM, a dinky CPU, a dinky GPU. How did I live? It's okay. I understand. The modeler or animator. I mean, I never tried the animator before, like when I first started, but everything was slow. With great power comes great responsibility. Oh goodness! When she's done with the lesson, I will consider buying Live2D Pro. Live2D Pro is worth it only for me if you're going to have some kind of job for that month just to make it worth it. I don't know. I don't really promote wasting money. Okay, I had 2 gigabytes RAM with integrated GPU for most of my life, bruh. Okay, you have experienced pain. Yeah, with bigger canvas size comes greater RAM. Someone's asking, do you want to work in a Live2D company? I would like to work in a company or a guild since I do not have the mental capacity to start my own company or group or guild. Yeah. Alright, so I guess most people have Live2D open. Probably already imported the model. Yeah. Iron Vertex Hierarchy right now. Yes, please. Just joking. Okay. So I took this screenshot from one of Live2D's official tutorials. So if you're having trouble, someone donated. Oh, y'all can't hear it. But yeah, someone just donated, and the TTS lady spoke. Anyway, thank you very much for donating, and you're very welcome to watch the VOD anytime. Oh shoot. Okay, I took this screenshot from one of Live2D's official tutorials. So if you're having trouble with something pretty basic, you can go to their channel and search for the topic that you want. They have tutorials for pretty much the basic stuff. Yeah. So this is what you'll see. There's the toolbar and there's this there's these things on the left side of the screen, and on the right side here is your model preview. my UI is different since the arrangement for this one. Wait. So, people are simping. Oh god, thank you too. I'm sorry your donations can't be heard. Maybe I could make the alerts unmuted later. Okay, so I just arranged it like this since this is better for my workflow. You can arrange it any way you like. Just drag it around and stuff. So, first off, I'll be talking about the toolbar, the thing above there. So, there's a box that's empty, and there's another box that says model, and then there's this whole bunch of stuff. I'll talk about the top image first. This one. The empty box, this pertains to the version of SDK, Live2D, whatever that you're using. I usually just use the latest one. And here, the next one, the word with model. This is basically the... I forgot what... I forgot what it's called. This is basically the quote-unquote mode that you're on. So you can change it to... let me go back. You can change it to model, animation, form animation. I don't use this. I just use model and animation. Alright, so that's basically it for gore. You remember? I remember sometime, but usually I forgot. And then these stuff. Edit level, there's 1, 2, 3. I'll talk more about that later. You don't need to worry about that. And there's this thing that I never use, which is, what is this? I think this is the texture atlas. I just use hotkeys, man. Hotkeys for the win. No two moving your mouse and clicking around. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the texture atlas because I tried clicking on it, and it's... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's the texture atlas. That's the button for the texture atlas. And I'll discuss that later. Don't worry. Don't worry about the terms. I'll enlighten you. And then these two, the pan and the auto with the triangle, these are related to the art meshes, which I will discuss later again. Art meshes are basically the vertices that you draw on your layers so you can deform them properly. Yeah, Control T, that is the hotkey for the texture atlas. Yes. And then here, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you see it? Bruh moment. Wait. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, my bad. Where is my window capture cursor? What? Such a scam. Okay, I don't know. It disappears sometimes. Scammers. Okay, yes, good evening. Okay. No, we can't. Oh, maybe if I tap out. It goes away. Oh goodness, I'll just trust that you can see it right now. Yeah, okay. People can see it right now. So this part is basically the deformers of Live2D. You'll encounter this a lot of times in Live2D. This is the tool that you'll use the most in Live2D. It is basically the backbone of your rigs. I'm trying to be dramatic and trying to catch your attention, so I'm sorry for being hyper or something. Anyway, these next up are basically things to help you move stuff in Live2D. There is the arrow tool, the lasso tool, the brush tool. I'll be discussing more of them later. And here is the deform path edit, which is another thing that you can use to make things deform and move and stuff. Also the deform brush tool. Basically a brush tool that lets you deform on the fly. Yes! Now you're good. Nice. Thanks you. Oh. And then this one, I don't even have words for these. Okay, this icon is glue. This is the tool that Live2D riggers, that a lot of us don't even Understand? Sometimes. And this one is the art path tool, which I don't use. I've never used. I've never used this. So yeah, don't pay attention to this. Yeah, I never really used it. Also glue. I won't really be talking about it in this stream unless, people ask about it. Since it's a pretty difficult thing to use, it's difficult to make it look right. Yeah, we do not perceive. Yes, do not perceive this tool. Do not. Yay! Here, palettes. They are called palettes. I did not know. I just called them whatever. Boxes inside the program. Yeah, they're called palettes. These things. So I hope y'all can read the text. I'm not sure if you can. I think I'll make the window capture larger. Oh, it yeeted itself. Why you do that to me? Do not, OBS, do not. Okay. Bro, I still can see it. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Let's go here. So, one of the palettes is called the part palette, which is, you can see it in Live2D. It's basically the list of all your layers. And if you create deformers, your deformers will also go there. So parts, everything, the little things in Live2D, they all go here. They all go here. This palette also allows you to manage and organize your objects/layers in Live2D or in the PSD. You can also you can also change the order of the layers here. Like, okay, let me go to my Live2D. Hello. So I can basically just drag anything and it'll change the order. So you can do that in the Deformer palette. Even if you try, that won't happen. You do it here when you want to rearrange the stuff. Okay? Oh yeah. And this will also be helpful in organizing your parts because you can create parts and objects. You can create new folders to better organize things. I'll show you how, just in case there are some other beginners here. Okay, display capture, there we go. So this is the part palette, and under the palette, there should be an icon here that looks like a cute little yellow folder. Click that. Name it. Name it properly, okay? Not this. And you can just drag it anywhere, and you can drag layers into it and stuff. And that's basically how you organize things. You are also allowed to nest folders or parts. I'll just call them folders because they look like folders. So yeah, you are allowed to nest them, but I don't recommend like having 10 nested folders. Like, don't. What kind of one would have 10 nested folders? Yeah. How to add folders. There's an icon right here at the bottom. I hope you can see. This one. There's an icon. Folder thingy. Right here. You just click that and name your folder. Kaboom kabam. Oh. I popped my finger. What? Is that how you say it? Pop your finger? Crack your finger? There we go. Okay, so that's how you create parts. And before I talk about the other stuff, like this inspector, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we'll get to that. Do not fear. Do not worry. Okay. Next palette would be the tool details. Yep. Since here in the default Live2D UI, they are next to each other. So the tool details palette shows the various settings of the tools that you have selected. And here, wait, let me go back to Live2D. Okay, for example, okay, right here. There are several things that you can change in this stuff. I've never actually fiddled with this a lot since I didn't find any reason to change stuff. I think here you can change the color of the mesh. See? Well, look at that. There's colors. Well. Oh, you want some green? Yeah. You want some blue? Yeah. All of the colors. Gamer, gamer art mesh. Yes. How do I go back? Anyway, I'll be able to go back. I can just copy this, I think. Sorry for being a dumbass. I've never filled it with this. I don't mess with this. Because I'm satisfied with the gray color. I don't need more colors in my life. It's already colorful, okay? My life is already colorful. Yes. Yes, RGB. Man, the delay of YouTube, it's shit. So yeah, also when you select certain tools, there's like, for example, this deform brush tool, there's like weight, brush size, and everything. You can try and fiddle with it. Oops, I selected something that I shouldn't have. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff right here. And I'll discuss more about them later. Once I discuss about the tools that I usually use in Live2D. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And next palette would be the Deformer palette. Basically, the Deformer palette, it shows it's not showing on my stream. Here, the Deformer palette. On the left. Yeah, on the left. Man, Live2D has impaired my sense of direction because of the I forgot. Because of the inverting of the left and right of the model and stuff. Yeah. Live2D fucked me up. I think I shouldn't be swearing. Yeah, okay. Seizukira. Okay, the Deformer palette shows you the hierarchy of the deformers. Basically, the arrangement of the deformers and objects, their relationships with each other, and I'll discuss about that later. You'll learn about it. Yeah. Okay. And then, next one is the parameter palette. And I think I forgot to include another palette here, but I'll show you guys. So the parameter palette, this houses all of your parameters. You can also create folders here to better organize the parameters since, for example, in this screenshot, it's not, there's no folders. Everything's just there, out in the open. They're not in their little folder homes. No, you gotta give them homes to make your job easier. And you can create a folder for your parameters by clicking that folder. That folder icon right there. I'll teach you more about parameters and what they are in a little bit after I discuss the last palette. Don't worry about the terms. I'll teach y'all. Okay? Okay, just accept that they are called parameters. These sliders are called parameters. Alright. Okay. Let me transform this one. Fit the screen. Oh. Hello? Bro? Scammer? OBS scammer? Bam. Oh, wait. What? It won't do the fit to screen thing. I gotta do it manually. Man, OBS. Man, why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta bring me pain? Okay, don't eat yourself. Yes, nice. Alright, so there is one last palette that I should discuss. I forgot to take a screenshot of it. I'm so sorry. OBS scammer. Okay, wait, okay, you should see. Okay, stop laughing at jokes. Okay, so basically this palette right here, look at the top right. The inspector palette. This includes, other things that you can tweak at your on your that things you can tweak. Draw order, basically the arrangement of that certain part. Besides moving this one, you can also like do this. You can also change that, and you can also change the opacity of the part. I just realized that the part isn't that visible. Oh yeah, you can change the opacity. And there are multiple blend modes in Live2D, though there are only 3. There's not a lot, but it's enough. There's the normal blend mode, additive, and multiply. Though for additive, please do note that it might not display the same because of it's just how Live2D is. It might not display the same culling. I haven't experimented with this, so I won't be discussing it since I don't want to give out any false information. So yeah, basically that is the inspector palette. Oh, you can also change the name of, deformers, your layers, and also their ID, and also put here where you want to clip them and stuff. Yes, yes, yes. That's what you can do in the inspector palette. Alrighty. And the next slide would be basic tools and concepts of Live2D. So I will be discussing stuff that you need to know there in order to start rigging. These are pretty basic, though they are a little bit more informative than Live2D's official tutorials, since I noticed that, especially for the deformers, they did not expound on a certain topic. More of like, they did not expound on how you can configure your deformers so you could rig easier. Yes, yes. Okay, let me just chat for a little bit. Let's take a short break. I've been yapping for a good amount of time. I'll be checking Discord and the YouTube chat as well. How long is the workshop supposed to be? Around 2 hours or maybe less? Yeah. Okay. I have to sleep now. I'm gonna watch the archive when I have time. Thank you, Kira-sensei. Okay, have a good sleep. Okay, go to the bathroom if you need to. Why are you treating me like a professor? You don't need to ask for permission to go to the bathroom, but yeah, y'all can go to the bathroom now. Oh goodness. Okay, water break. Water break. Also have a water break. Yeah, yeah. Y'all can also eat. Yes. Thank you for this so far. You're very welcome. And I hope I didn't go way too fast. I hope y'all understood something. I just realized it's Sunday on a school night, but I've been waiting for this for too long. There will be a VOD, don't worry. I'm just streaming a little later so I could at least accommodate some of the people who are on the other side of the world. So it'll be a little bit reasonable for them for the EDT people. Yeah, speed was good. Didn't have trouble keeping up so far. Good, good. I was very worried that I was going so fast because I was just talking. The only online class I won't fall asleep during. Man, I'm a good teacher. I'd like to see the very beginning of the process. How to. Yeah, I actually want to demo it later when I start discussing the tools. Though I won't be able to show the really first process. You just gotta drag the PSD onto Live2D. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yes. I'm gonna stay because I need to get good. These are basics though. I mean, yeah, get good in the basics. That is very important. Okay, I just realized I haven't drunk water yet. Okay, wait. Give me a sec. Man, it's so difficult to drink water from a water bottle that has such a little drink hole. What do you call? Is there a proper name for it? I just don't drink hole. Oh my goodness. Can't wait for the hierarchy. Yeah, I'll discuss the basic concept behind it. Sippy? Spout. Oh, spout. Oh, it's called spout. Drink hole? That sounds so bad. I'm sorry. Drink hole. No. Okay, I gotta drink. Man, I'm so... Okay, English isn't my first language. Forgive me. I gotta stop laughing at my own... Okay, gotta mute. Gotta drink. Wait, someone chatted. You may have heard of donut hole. Get ready for a drink hole. Bruh. Oh my goodness. Hi, my name is Ulu, and I will Ulu. Welcome, Ulu. It's funny how you drink. Yeah, I drink funny. I talk funny. Everything's funny. Okay, I think... Are y'all done with your business in the bathroom? Have y'all relieved yourselves? Why are you cute? 'Cause I just am. Yeah, this cringe. Ugh. Have you eaten yet? Of course, I've eaten. I've eaten a lot. To the point that I want a pot. I ate a huge burger steak. Are you sassy? Am I? I don't know. Mom, is there a quiz? Nah. No. I'm the type of teacher who doesn't give out quizzes. I teach. Not really evaluate. Kira, how do you account? No. Why are you asking me math stuff? But is it through integrals? I want to confirm. Am I right, Cabbage? Do you do integrals? No. There is no surprise, cause don't worry. Man, what's our finals this semester? I don't know. I'll give you an easy one. Rig boobs. Please my eyes with good booba jiggles. Okay. Well, stop it with the 9 plus 10 equals 21. Nah, don't not. Okay, let's get down to business. To rig some booba. Okay, there we go. So now, I'll be discussing the basic tools and concepts of Live2D. Young and ready. Okay, what's the next slide? I kind of forgot. Okay. Some things to know about Live2D and rigging. Here's some tips. Okay? So in Live2D, basically, the limit is just your imagination and your skill. Not really much of the technical aspect, because literally, like, you can do anything in Live2D. You just need some practice in order to execute something. It is literally limitless. Almost. I mean, it'll be very difficult to rig something like a 3D model in Live2D. I mean, that's difficult, but I've seen people who could do side profiles and stuff, so that is awesome. So, yeah, don't be afraid of doing something like... I mean, if you're asking yourself, hey, can I rig this in Live2D? Can I do this kind of thing? You probably can. Just try it, man. Also, I just want to remind everyone that it takes time to get good in Live2D and honestly in any skill. And there aren't really shortcuts to getting good if you are completely new to this kind of work. If you have some, experience with 3D modeling, or if you have a very, very, very good grasp in anatomy and know how certain shapes look and how they work in 3D space, you'll get a hang of Live2D really, fairly quick. But if you're completely new with not very much experience in 3D stuff, it'll take some time. And that is really okay. Don't be pressured because you're seeing all of these good ass rigs like chef's kiss. Oh, don't be pressured and frustrated that you can't rig like them. Cause I mean, when you're just starting, yeah, don't try to not be frustrated. Tell yourself that it's okay. You're still learning. We all experience this. Behind every masterpiece is a lot of time, effort, and dedication. You really need to put the time and effort into learning Live2D and getting good and practicing. Yeah. So yeah, that's just a reminder to everyone. So don't feel bad if you're not good at something at the start. We've been conditioned to think that we should be immediately good at something. That is not the case. That's not how humans are built. We're built different than that. We're not built to immediately learn and get good at something. There needs to be progress. Yeah. So don't worry. Just take your time. Just take your time. Live2D. Laugh, love. Okay, now I have set that reminder. Also, Soupy, thank you for the compliment. You flatter me. Oh, shoot, I pressed on the wrong button. Alright. Now that you have probably imported the PSD into Live2D, you'll notice that it has a pretty good organization. And here are some good practices in parts or layers and just, organizing them. This does not only apply to the layers of your PSD, it also applies to your deformers, to other things that can be named in Live2D. So, good practice is to name your parts clearly, especially when you have a very complicated rig. It might be difficult to keep track of certain things if they are not named properly. Yeah, you could search, but if your naming is a little bit erratic and doesn't give a very clear information of what the deformer or what the layer is, you'll have a pretty difficult time finding it. And when you are naming layers, like in the illustration phase, this is for illustrators. This is not really required, only recommended. It is recommended to replace the spaces with underscores. Yeah, I hope that's the right character. Yeah, underscore. Yeah, underscore. Yeah, that's right. Since this will make it easier for the rigger to identify the parts, because Live2D will essentially make the ID and the name of the layer the same if you replace the spaces with underscores. So yeah, it'll be easy to clip things. If you know illustration and you know what clipping is, yeah, it'll be easier for the rigger. And also, please utilize folders in the illustration phase and also in the rigging phase if you find it necessary. Yeah, please use folders so it'll be easy to find parts and just make things look more organized. You don't want your file to be a mess, for me, even though I'm not really going to give my file to anyone else, I still like to keep things clean since it makes the workflow more, less stressful. So yeah, I put here that it should be done in the illustration phase so the rigger doesn't have to spend a lot of time organizing things. Illustrators, please be kind to your riggers. Put your stuff in folders. The thing that was given, the PSD, given in the server, it is actually a very good example of organization. Let me just go there. Okay, let me deselect stuff. Oops, oops. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ciao. Okay, so you can see in this parts palette, there's folders. Wow, very organized. The hat, the whole hat is there. So cute, man. The whole hat is there. Front bangs. See, there is nested folders. Very good. And there's also, you know, the direction name, left to right name in the layers. Please do that. Then here, that's the same. See? Folders. Yeah, you can do that. You can just do this. You don't really need to have another folder for like, lashes, iris, eye white. Nah, it's not really needed. As long as there isn't like parts in one folder, you can get away with not having another folder in here. Easier to diagnose as well. Yes, that is correct. So basically, just look at the PSD provided in the server, and this is a very good example of how you should organize and name your layers. Hello. Yeah, you can get the PSD in the NVTuber server, discord.gg/NVTubers, ENVTUBERS. I hope I spelled that right. Yeah, I really hope I did. Anyway, yeah, I think that's all of the things that I gotta say about organizing and naming parts. Yes. Yeah, that's all. Do you have a free PSD model for practice? Yeah, in the NVTuber server, but we're in the server. Yeah, where did y'all send it for gore? Did you send it in the? I think it's in the workshop VC spam. I think. Yeah. Notice the artist named the left right differently to how eventual Live2D model would eventually be. Yeah, that's a little bit confusing. So when you're naming your layers, just make sure that you're naming it based on the model's left and right sides of their body. Yeah. But it's okay. If everything is inverted, you can still do it. You'll have more than one brain cell. Oh my goodness. But yeah, please do look at the PSD in the discord.gg/NVTuber server. They provided a free PSD for you to play around while I demo some stuff. Yes. Now I will be discussing my most used tools in Live2D. I'll be discussing the tools first before discussing the, deformers and stuff. Just telling a little bit more about them. Okay? Okay. So the first tool is the select tool. I mean, of course, you'd use this to select stuff and, move them around. Oh, yeah. Use that. And then I use the brush tool, which I usually use for selecting stuff in deformers, which I'll show later. This is more of a gentler selection, there's a gradient. It's not as harsh as, selecting all of these. There's some kind of level of influence on the vertices. Something like that, but not really like that. Wait, I should just show this one. Wait, here. Okay. See? There's some kind of red airbrush thingy that basically just shows how much of the vertex or vertices you selected, the redder it is, the more stronger the pull will be when you use the select tool. Klee, it looks like Klee has a bulge on her chest. Yeah, how do you change the brush size? Good question. So I just hold B and drag up and down. I hope you can see the thing, the red text thingy, so you can see the keys that I'm pressing. Yeah, Wycliffe boob. No, not Clee boob. Oh no, what the fuck? Don't, no. Clee doesn't have boob. Please, no, no. Jail, go to jail, go to. Okay. Next tool that I use is this one. It's the deform. It's a deform brush tool. Okay, so I've discussed the brush tool. Yeah, I've discussed it. And oh, I single out the part by pressing S so I could see it clearly. And then this one, it's my favorite. Deform brush tool. It is basically just a combination of the brush tool and the select tool. But you can't really rotate. You can just drag. Yeah. You can also use the same shortcut like B plus drag to change the shape. So we're gonna make Clee swole. Give her large shoulders. Yeah, you can do this to art meshes to maybe adjust something just in case something doesn't look too right to you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, worth noting, the solo shortcut is a paid-only feature. Oh, see? Another reason to get Live2D Pro license. Thank you for mentioning that, Sophia. Actually forgot about that. I'm so sorry. But yes. I'll make sure to edit that in the video, like add it in there. Oh, hey, this little feature is also paid. So there, this is what the deform brush tool does. You can adjust its stuff here in the tool details. Like fiddle with it, the brush size, and then the weight. Make it not so heavy. See, the weight basically... It's basically the strength of the brush. The strength of the pull. Okay? Now, I have a useful tip for y'all. If you messed up an art mesh this bad, and you want to restore it, go to modeling, edit shape, and then select revert to original. Hey! Hey! Clee is now not swole. So, yeah. There you go. And then another tool that I use but not as frequent as the deform brush tool is a deform path edit. Basically, you trace a line. For example, like this. I don't know, this is whatever. Don't follow this method. And then use the select tool to move the stuff. This is cursed, but this is how it works. Control Z that stuff. Okay, I usually use this in stuff like the mouth, the eyelashes. Yes. Does this deform applicable to breathing model? Yes, it is, but I don't recommend deforming the art mesh directly. I can discuss more about this later. Yes. But yeah. Clee scoliosis. Stop. So those are the tools that I usually use in Live2D. There are options for the deform path tool. Wait, let me go and select. So there's these stuffs such as deform path width and deform path hardness. I don't really fiddle with this very much unless the mouth is being a little bit difficult to rig. So if that's the case, I decrease this. So the influence of the deform path width is less. That's what it does. Not as much as, yeah. Like, it doesn't influence the other vertices here. When I move this, it doesn't influence whatever is here. So yeah. That's what happens when you make the deform path width smaller. Yeah. Damn, she really just crumpled her like a paper. Oh, this is just for demo. No, 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 no. Okay. Were we supposed to have made meshes already? No, 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 not yet. I'm just discussing the tools that I usually use. Actually, art mesh is next. I'll be discussing what the initial setup is like and stuff, and how you should make your art meshes. Okay, when you import your PSD, all of the objects are going to be enclosed in squares. Yeah. So what I usually do is Control A to select everything. And I will deselect the cloth. I forgot what the name was. Oh god, let me find. Oh, this one top. Okay, I'll just deselect that since I already made the mesh. So select everything by pressing Control A. And I click the automatic mesh generator. Click on this drop down thingy and select standard. Yay! Yay! Alright, so after this, the meshes should be automatically generated. There might be some problems in several layers where they will just disappear. Just delete all of the meshes and make them manually, which I will show in a bit. Yeah, because Live2D can have some problems with layers that have very sharp corners. So yeah, sorry for the cursed imagery. So after that you have selected everything and did the auto mesh, I usually go to parts like the eyelashes, the mouth, the eyes, and eyebrows to manually deform them, because these are the parts that deform a lot or move a lot, so they need to be really smooth. You can also not automatically, manually make the meshes for the hair, just in case they have a lot of lines. But for this one, for simple rigs, you don't really need to be very, very meticulous when making the meshes of the hair. For this one, it's pretty simple. I mean, there aren't really a lot of strands and stuff. But yeah, I'll also show you how you can properly make the art mesh for the hair. But I'll start with the lashes first. To edit an art mesh, click this one, the triangle with the pen, edit mesh manually. And then I would usually delete everything. I would usually delete everything and then start making the main line. Yes. So this will take a little while. Yes. When you're making art meshes in Live2D, it is recommended that you make triangle shapes. Wait, let me just go to the end of this one. I'll usually just put vertices in between the vertices that I have already made, like what I'm doing right now. In the middle, in the middle, in the middle, middle again, middle, 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 and probably another one right here. Yeah. So there. Sometimes if the eyelash is too long, I'd have a vertex here and then extend it right here. Yes, and just make more triangles. Yeah. Actually, I can just connect that. That won't be too much of a problem. Then make more triangles right here. Oh. Then in the middle. Yes, yes, yes. Oops. Yes, 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 yes. And when everything is closed, I gotta make sure everything is closed first. Give me a moment. Okay, I'll probably just close it like that, or just delete that. Doesn't look good. After doing that, after putting in the main vertices, the most important ones, and the mesh is closed, you can just click auto connect. What is done? Oh ho! Look at all those pretty triangles. So pretty, so pretty, pretty, pretty. Yes, that's how I make eyelash meshes. What's the easiest way to select a mesh node without connecting it to the node you're on? You could just use this tool, the select tool, and just go wherever you want. Yeah, and then use this. Yes, it's a little... It's a little troublesome, but I think you can actually set hotkeys for this. Yeah, that's how I make meshes for the eyelashes. Okay? And now for the mouth. I mean, I'll demo it really quick. Just so you guys can see. For the mouth, this is heavy on vertices since the mouth, opens and has a lot of shape. So it needs to be really smooth. I usually do it like this. Yeah. Why am I making weird sounds? I don't usually regret. I don't usually rig like this, okay? I don't make yabai sounds. Alright? Alright? Alright. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that everything is evenly spaced. Almost. Man, I am pressed at Live2D for not making a symmetry tool. Please. Please, Live2D. I cry. Oh man, the quality of life would improve so much if Live2D just did that. Yeah. And usually for this process, I'd use a tablet since it'll be easier for me and my wrist. My wrist is a little... It's not... Oh, she has lips. Okay, I'll do this one. So this is what I do if there's like lips on the character. I'll make an outline. And when you're making meshes, make sure that it is not too close to the drawing, to the layer, or else it might cause problems in the model. Like it might cut off some parts of it. It might cut off the line art. Yeah, don't put it too close. Okay, so this is here, 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 here. And then I'll just connect this to that. Oh, I'm selecting the wrong tool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Connect that. Make it nice. And I'll go here, make it a little bit close. Sheesh. And then I'll just do auto connect. Yeah. There you go. That's how I do it. That's art mesh basics. If you have, like lines on the hair, for example, I'll just demo this really quick. Since you guys all pretty much know the basics already, I would use this tool for convenience. This is very good for hair. And I would never use this tool for, eyelashes and mouth since the density of the vertices, it's not that huge. There's not a lot of vertices on here, so I don't use this for eyelashes and mouths. Yeah. Oh no, I swore. Sorry, it's okay. We all forgore. So for this tool, I just outline the outside. Oh man, that's a good line. And then just adjust. Yes, just adjust. You can also change the sizes of, several points on this by holding control and then dragging. hold control and drag, hold control and drag, and do it for other stuff. So for example, there is, oh shoot, sorry, Shift E to confirm. Don't forget that. I have made a lot of mistakes because I forgot to press Shift E. All right. If you have something in the hair which is a very prominent strand or highlights, like in my model, you will need to kind of use this tool to follow the line like that. I mean, not like that, but something like that. Yeah. For the hair, I'd usually do the outsides first. That is very rough. Outsides first. Yeah, can we pretend that airplanes in the man? Yeah, I usually do the outsides first, and I would also put something in the middle. Yeah, I do that. And then the prominent lines after. Okay? Okay. I'll have to cancel mesh editing or else the whole thing will disappear. Disappear. Yes. Okay. So we have art meshes already. Now, what are we going to do? Man, okay. Once you have all of the art meshes made, they're all nice and good, condensed. I don't know. We will now make our texture atlas. What is a texture atlas? It is basically an image or images for the Live2D Pro license of the parts that make up the model. So basically, all of the layers are on a picture, and they are not on top of each other. They are completely separate from each other. Yeah. Okay, so I do not recommend sharing your texture atlas to anyone. Do not do that. Do not. That is essentially the data of your model. People can trace the layers if you post them. So yeah, don't post them publicly. Yeah, don't go and flex how many parts your model has by showing the texture atlas. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, basically making the texture atlas is like making a puzzle. You try to fit everything in the image. That's what you do. And make sure that nothing is overlapping. Because if you do that, there might be problems in about like you'd see some kind of specks of dirt and you'll be like, oh, what the fuck is this? What the heck is this? This is not in the model. Is this something from a schedule? Yeah, that kind of stuff can happen. Yeah. Okay, I can show you what the texture atlas looks like. Give me a moment to switch. Windows. All right. To get started with the texture atlas, you just press Control T. And here you can name your texture. I honestly don't name it. And then choose the width and the height of your texture atlas. I usually just do squares unless there's parts that are extra long. Like here? Yeah, I've dealt with extra long hair before, and I had to basically make a huge texture atlas to fit the hair. Okay, let's say that one. There. And as you can notice, I could probably go for a larger one. Let me cancel. I'll go for a 4096 by 4096. Okay, there you go. There. Oh, wow. Just need another page for all of the other stuff. All right. So Live2D can automatically do the texture atlas for you, or you can try to optimize it and make everything fit better. See, there's a lot of empty space. Things can be better organized, but yeah. And to insert a thing in the texture atlas, you'll just have to click here and then double click. See? There you go. And then just really try to shove them in there. And make sure that there are no overlap. The blue stuff, yeah, and the red lines thingy, those are the art meshes that you made. Yes. Yes. So I guess there is a benefit to making the meshes stick very close to the drawing, but yeah. I want to be safe and give a little space so there is no cutting off going on. Yeah. Oh. I'm just going to put in the other parts. This is really small. I'll put it somewhere here. And here. And hand. And go there. Okay. When you have a larger model, you can, like, definitely lack space. That'll happen. And I will always recommend making texture atlases, make them into multiple pages, because if you have a really damn big texture atlas, that'll make it harder for the model to run in softwares. So yeah, multiple pages of decently sized texture atlas images is recommended instead of having a really big canvas and everything is in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna press OK since I basically have everything, I think. I'm not sure what the paper is. It's probably the background. Yeah. Okie dokie, there we go. So that is the texture atlas. Please do remember that if you have a big model, I recommend making multiple of it. Wait, I'll show you how. Okay, so you have one page, and there's like more stuff here. What you'll just have to do is click this button, add texture, choose your size, double click. It doesn't fit, but yeah, that's what you do. That is what you do. Oh, and if you have multiple pages and you have something selected and you go to another page, it'll stay there. So make sure when you are switching pages, you deselect anything, click outside the object, and then go to the other page. So that thing doesn't happen. Okay, there we go. And then I'll just press OK. Yeah, it does affect run speed if you have a really big texture atlas. Yeah. According to some people, that did affect their run speed. So I always try to make sure that I don't make a too big texture atlas. Yeah. There we go. So we are done with texture atlas. Would you guys like a 5-minute break? Would you guys like a break so we can talk about stuff? Wait, how do you make a second page? Okay, I'll go back. I'm gonna go back. Okay, there's already a second page. You'll just press this button that says add texture. And then name it, choose your size, then press OK. There you go. Okay, let's take a little break since this is a lot of information to absorb. So yes, go take a break. How do I say the texture atlas? Oh, when you're done doing it, just leave it at that. Just confirm that you're done with the texture atlas. It will be saved automatically when you export the model. Okay. Kira, is the texture atlas similar to texture wrapping? Oh, like in 3D modeling? Huh. I think it actually is similar to that. Yes. Yeah, the free version only allows for one page for the texture atlas. So if you're practicing Live2D with the free version, make sure that you're using a pretty small model. It doesn't need to be high quality. If you are still honing your, familiarity with the tools in Live2D. It's more important to familiarize yourself with the tools first before focusing on making a very complicated model. Yes. Mm. It is similar to texture wrapping and shaders. You know, actually, I tried to apply that kind of concept to Live2D. Like how you have this 3D object and there's a texture around it. It really helped a lot in making my rigs look 3D. Thinking in that way, like I have this shape and there's this texture on it and it got a deform like that. I can't really explain it very well. But yeah, that's how I try to approach Live2D in order to give more volume to my rigs. Will this be archived? Yes, it will be. Yep, yep. I like how people are discussing in the workshop VC. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, also thank you for those who are like directing the people to the YouTube channel because I can't go live in Discord. Yes. Yeah, it will be archived. Yeah, since I know that there are some people who have a little bit of a hard time following along, or they may need to rewind. So yeah, I'm definitely saving the archive. It will be in my past live streams playlist. So be sure to check that out after the stream. Yeah. Skinning tutorial when? Do you guys really want a skinning tutorial? I don't really use it. I don't prefer skinning. I don't. I'm so sorry. I slept in, so I missed the first bit of the video. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just stay in this slide. Yeah. What's the resolution and usual height and width of your illustrations for Live2D? When I make commissions and models, I usually have a minimum of 4,000 width. That's what I use. And then the height can be whatever, because models aren't all the same height. Let me just drink some water. Bah. Okay. Will it affect the model's result if we resize the mesh in Texture Atlas? Yes, it will. Especially, okay, please do not have a small resolution PSD and then size it up in the Texture Atlas. It'll look blurry as heck. So, yeah, I don't recommend fiddling with the size of the parts in the Texture Atlas. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Don't fiddle with the size in the Texture Atlas, because that will cause some of the parts of your model to be maybe sharper or blurrier. So yeah, keep them at a 100% scale. Yeah. 4,000 of it, and then you figure out your model type based on, yeah, this is what I do. I usually sketch the model first when I am illustrating. So yeah, it's pretty easy to figure it out. What if in the Texture Atlas, the meshes appear really small? Oh, I think that might be a software's fault if they appear really small and all of the same like sized squares. Yeah. I forgot the solution to that. That happens to Procreate sometimes if you export using Procreate. But yeah, do not, no, if you have really small layers, do not resize them. Do not scale them up in the Texture Atlas. Draw large, render small. That is painful. I mean, if you or someone else can handle running a high quality model, you can definitely change the resolution during exporting. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely leave the Texture Atlas part until when you export, though I like doing it first since I tend to export things in parts when I'm sending test models to clients. Like for example, for Emirichu, I sent her a test model where her head is the only thing that's visible. So yeah, I just did all of the Texture Atlas and hid the other parts that I don't need. Yep, yep. Also, thank you for becoming a member, Miranda Vatiravatsagun. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Will this be available as a video? Yes, it will be. It will be. What? Oh yeah, I forgot this is a tradition that people that people punch new members. Huh? Damn, 14 HP. Yo, weak. That's not a lot of damage. Aw. 36. Yeah, it's tradition. It's tradition. I need to go to bed. Okay, have a good night. We'll still be here in a little bit. I think, yeah. Oh man, I still have quite a few to discuss. Also, Soupy! Thank you! Okay, I think that is enough for a break. I am done with Texture Atlas now. Now I discuss deformers. Let me go to the slide. Okay, deformers. Okay, I'm done with the Texture Atlas demo. Okay, deformers. These are the two deformers in Live2D, the Warp Deformer and the Rotation Deformer. I'll show what they look like in a bit. I'll just tell you about their, function, what they do. Okay, for the Warp Deformer, basically they warp anything under it. If you guys are familiar with, Photoshop's liquify tool or warp tool that is similar, or this might be a good analogy. You have a wet painting, of a person, and you try to kind of smudge some parts of it, and it kind of deforms. That's kind of like what warp is. For a warp deformer, you can also change the position, size, and angle. So that means you can rotate the warp deformer. Yeah, you can do that, resize it, and also move it anywhere. For the rotation deformer, its only function is to rotate. Yeah, it's like licking the painting. Why does it have to be licking? Okay, so just rotates the object, but it can also change position and size. And I show demo now. Oh, yeah. What would be a good thing to deform? Maybe the bang. Yeah, the bang. Okay. So I will create a warp deformer by clicking this button right here. The one with the dots and the lines. Yeah, create warp deformer. I have a custom keybind for this since I use it a lot. Okay, and then I'll name it. What would be a good name? Front bang XY. Let me name it that way first. Okay. So what a warp deformer does is to... I'll just show you. Yeah, it does that. Wow. You have these control points that you can move. Yes. You can move that. You can also move individual vertices right here. Okay. Now I will talk about the divisions of the deformer. Please look at the inspector window here. So you have these number of conversion divisions and Bezier. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Bezier division number. Okay. You can change these so you'll have more control points. The Bezier. So you'll have more control points on the deformer. And then the conversion divisions thing. This is the number of vertices on the deformer. Make sure to not do a bunch of this or else it'll affect the runtime of your model. Like don't do it, don't make it too complicated. Nah. Unless it is absolutely necessary or if the object that you are deforming is long. Someone said bussin. Bussin division number? Okay. Bezier. Yes, yes. But yeah, don't overdo it. Do not. Just do enough. Okay? And this one, this is also a pretty important thing. Bezier edit type. For retain control structure, as you can see, it is very well, it looks very controlled. Like the other vertices right here on the far left aren't influenced by this control point. But if you select something like smooth 3, okay, let me undo. If you select something like smooth 3, and I'll reduce this, it's just more smooth. Like everything is deformed more smoothly. I usually use this for head angle so it looks nicer. And I'll go back to retain control structure so you'll see the difference. See, it's really sharp looking. It's really sharp looking if you do that. So it is good to use a smooth 2 or smooth 3 Bezier edit type if you are, deforming something that is of a spherical shape. So that makes it better. How I never knew about this. Yeah, I give you tips. Oh, useful tips. Yay. Anyway, praise the Bezier edit type. Next one that I'll be discussing is the edit level. And thank you for becoming a member, Otaku Z. Hello, welcome to the club. Okay, we are now on edit level 2. This is, the regular edit level, what we usually do. When you are in edit level 1, this is what it looks like. Actually, let me do the solo view so you guys can see clearly. Edit level 1, the control points aren't here. It's only these vertices. This edit level is meant for more, precision and stuff. You can also use the deform brush tool here to make, oh man, the weight is too low. To make these fine adjustments, because the control points are a little distracting when you're making these kinds of adjustments, yeah? Okay, there is no smoothness. The Bezier edit type doesn't affect this one because there is a lack of control points. Oh yeah, there we go. That is edit level 1. There are no control points. Nada. No. Now we go to edit level 3. This isn't limited to only having a few control points. This is useful for more perspective stuff. Can use multiple edit levels when you're rigging, when you're having a hard time achieving a certain perspective or a certain, deformation. Yeah. This edit level was especially helpful to me when I'm rigging something like glasses. Because I can do this kind of stuff. I can do this. But it doesn't need to be, it doesn't need to have lesser control points than edit level 2. It actually can have more. What matters is that they have a different number of control points. Yes. Yeah, you cannot change the number of the vertices of the warp deformer, only the control points. Yeah. So that's edit levels. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to reset a deformer. I don't think I know of a way to do that. Okay, let me just undo so it goes back. Are we able to move the middle bit? Okay, someone answered. So I'll be... Wait, edit level 2. It's not in solo mode. How do I select that again? Okay. For those in YouTube chat, some people might be wondering, how the heck did I move the center thing? You just need to click the X here to get rid of the bounding box that makes everything move. So you're free to move the middle control point now. Boing, boing, boing. Yes. Okay, there you go. And to bring it back, you just deselect the deformer and click it again. There you have it. Oh, yeah. So what else? I think that is all that I can discuss for the warp deformer. Yeah. Okay. The rotation deformer is pretty simple. So when you're making a deformer and you want to control something, be it making a rotation or warp deformer, just select the object that you want to control, or maybe select nothing, and then click, let's see, here I'll rot. No, it's not gonna rot, but okay. So what you can do, you can actually just drag things to deformers to make your life easier. And you can also, what I told you earlier, select something and then create a deformer so you can, so you can manipulate the shape and stuff. Yes. And for the rotation deformer, it's not, there are times when it's not going to be in the right place. The same with the warp deformer. What you do here is to hold control, click the body, and then just drag it to change the position. You can also hold control to change the rotation of the thingy here. Yeah, and there you go. And after this one, if you wanna make the circle smaller, control plus drag. And if you want to make this shorter, you actually press Alt and then drag. There you go. Cool. I'm gonna reposition it. There you go. Okay. I recommend just positioning everything first properly before doing anything with the parameters. And what else is there? What else is there? What else is there to talk about? Oh, here. You can change the size of the object, as I said earlier, and you can also change the position, the rotation of the object. There you go. There you go. Oh, I have a little note right here. If the rotation deformer is under a warp deformer, let me make this bigger. You can make it bigger by holding control and then dragging. Okay. This is just an example. So if you have a rotation deformer under a warp deformer, it won't do the warping. It's just gonna rotate. It's just gonna rotate. There is no warping. That's just how Live2D works. Though if you have, let's say, okay, how do I do this? Let me switch up the relationship. If you have a warp deformer under a rotation deformer, let's rotate. You can still, warp things. Oh, shoot. You can still warp things. See? That's what happens. Let's put this here. Okay. There. Pretty sure you can warp. There you go. That's just how it works. If rotation deformer is under the warp deformer, warping won't have any effect. But if the warp deformer is under the rotation deformer, there will be warping. I was planning to discuss the tools to manipulate deformers, but I basically showed y'all how I did it. But yeah, I usually use the deform brush tool or the selection tool to manipulate the deformers. Yes. Oh, I also use the brush tool actually. For example, I want to select this part and then use the select tool, which its hotkey is A, and then just do whatever. Yeah. There is also a way to manipulate the deformers using this deform path tool, but it's a little bit of a... I don't really use it. But I can show you how, which is go to modeling. Where is it? I think it should be here. Temporary deform tool, and then temporary path deformation. Where is it? Oh wait, I'm in solo mode. I think that's why. Modeling, temporary deform tool, temporary path deformation. Oh, what? Or maybe it's warp. Wait, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Dude, I swear I made this work. Deselect temporary different. Yeah, there's supposed to be a way to do this. I'm pretty sure this is it. Basically, you put some points in here and then deform and then quit. I'm selecting the right tool. I don't know why it's not working. But yeah. But I don't really use it. You have the deform select, not the texture. Let's see. No. You can use a deform path tool to deform the warp deformer. Oh, there you go. I should have just selected the selection tool. So there we go. Once you have the points down, you can drag them. I don't know, do whatever. And click OK. I don't really use this since I have a particular way of rigging here. Yeah, but I think this will be a fast way to quickly establish, the shape of something. Yeah, there we go. You learned something. Yes. All right. Now I am going to discuss hierarchy. This is a topic that a lot of beginners struggle with. Yeah. Because it's not really, there isn't really one way to do it. Like, with experience, you kind of get a sense of how to do it. And you need a little bit of common sense. Okay, so first of all, if you want to study deformer hierarchy, I recommend downloading the Live2D sample model of Hiyori. I hope that is the correct name. Hiyori. She has a really good, arrangement of the deformers. You will get a really good sense of how you should arrange things on there. But to explain what the hierarchy is, basically any deformer that is above another deformer, as I've shown earlier when I dragged a deformer to another one, like this. Let me show it again. Okay. So if I drag this front bang XY deformer to here L rotation, this will be the parent deformer. This will be the parent. And anything under the parent will be its child. And anything that the parent does, the child follows. Just like in real life, what the parent does, the child does it too. It basically inherits the properties of the parent, like the children. They inherit the properties of the parent. For example, if we increase the size of the rotation deformer, anything under it will increase in size as well. And yeah, that is it. As of, organizing everything, how will I explain this in a very intuitive way? Let me think. But yeah, you can just drag and drop things into several deformers in order to establish the parent and child relationship. But I don't recommend having too many objects under one deformer. Like, for example... Oh, wait, no. For example, I'll have all of the bangs under this deformer. That's just an example. Oh shoot. Control, Alt, and drag to resize it like that. Okay, I don't recommend doing this one and having only this deformer when you're rigging head XY, because this will be too much of a rough rigging. Yeah, it's a little bit too rough. You might need some more deformers to, I don't know, maybe move this middle bang, middle XY. Let me name that. Move this bang a little bit in a specific direction so it looks more natural and the hair looks thicker or something. Yeah. I don't really recommend having too many objects under one deformer and using only that for rigging. Also, goodbye to people who are going to sleep. It's a little late, yes. So yeah. Also, with the deformer hierarchy, you need to kind of observe your body a little bit. Like, you can think of it here. Think of the motions of the model as branches of a tree. So for example, I think the best example would be your arm. Yeah, I think that would be the best example. Your upper arm, it moves, and the lower arm moves along with it, as well as the wrist and the fingers. So when you are rigging, wait, I think I have MDH's model right here. Yeah, I'll show it right here. Let me just open this up. Okay, here we go. So here is Emedich's model. I have a rotation deformer for this shoulder. Don't mind the physics stuff. Shoulder and the lower arm. The lower arm deformer is under this shoulder or upper arm rotation deformer, so it can do that. And then this can also move independently. Yeah, like that. See? That is also the concept when it comes to other things such as, upper torso, and then there's a warp deformer right here for the Y, and then stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, for the Z and Y stuff, Z, X, Y, I don't have a really specific way of arranging them. Like Y and X could be interchangeable, but I usually would put Z at the top as a parent. Odd question. Would it be a good idea to use a mirror to get a reference on how to rig your model? Yeah. That would be really good, since if you observe how your body moves, you'll get a better sense of how a model should move. Like, your own body is a really, really good reference. Also, thank you, Sarasop. Thank you. So yeah, there you go. That's basically the concept of deformer hierarchies. All you need to do, if it's still a little bit hard to grasp, is to actually look at the reference models of Live2D. They provide a lot of them, and they are a very good resource. You could really get a good sense of what the hierarchy should be and what should be the parent and the child and stuff if you just look at the reference models. You'll learn a lot from them. If you search Live2D sample models on Google, they will be the first result. Also, thank you for those who are linking the PSD file. Thank you. Alright. So, does anyone have any questions related to the deformer hierarchy? I'll just wait for a little bit for the questions. Oh, yeah. Having a Figma figure would be great. I would really love to have one. So it'll be like, it's just a good reference if you have something that you can like turn around and pose and stuff. Yeah. I'm like smooth brainy. Oh my goodness. Nope. No questions, really? But I actually get it. Okay, nice one. I'm glad that you got it. It'll take a little bit of practice and experimenting to get a really good sense of the hierarchy. But yeah. I missed like 90 minutes of the stream. It's okay, yeah, and the pod is going to be saved. Damn, you're smart. Yes, yes. I probably had an easier time getting it because I animate stuff. Oh yeah. If you animate stuff or do 3D modeling, you'll easily get this one. It's kind of like bones when you're rigging a 3D model. Where is the parent-child button again? Oh, there is no parent-child button. Wait, let me go to Live2D. Oh, that was wrong. Okay. There isn't a parent-child button. What you'll just have to do is drag stuff. Yeah? Or when you have stuff in here, you can select several stuff and make a new warp deformer and it'll be a child. See? There you go. And for example, I want another one here. Another warp for that. I'll make a new one that will be a child of this big-ass warp deformer. So hierarchy will matter only in the deformer file, not in the... Yeah, that is correct, that is correct. The deformer palette is for the deformer hierarchy and the parts palette is more of like the arrangement of your objects and stuff. Wait, really, Moonflower? Oh my gosh, I'm glad that you got it. Yeah, it's also like in 2D animation, you gotta animate some stuff a frame or two behind. Oh, okay, got you. Got you. He got you. So that's how children are made? Bruh, nah. Oh goodness, I can't believe I've never thought to put a rotation deformer on here. I've just kind of been doing it manually. Oh, I don't usually do this. This is just, you know, an example. I never really put rotation deformers on here. I just showed since it's pretty easy. But you can definitely do it if you want. But I personally don't use it. Can you upload more Live2D rig in progress? And sometimes talking too much kind of distracting. Oh. Maybe I could, you know, do some speed videos. But yeah, it'll take a while since I still have to download the VODs and stuff. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of time to make videos that fast. All good? Alright, we good? Any questions from Discord? This must be a new feature in... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in 4.1. There's a lot of new stuff. You need to update. It's so good. This deformer brush tool, so good. I find warp deformers can sometimes look weird in the transitions when you just rotate. Oh yeah, wait, let me actually show that. I'll key this to something. Let me do the rotation. Yeah, there we go. See, it does that. It changes size. I think what you do is actually... Yeah, doesn't really help. But yeah. I would rather have a rotation deformer as a parent. And then use that for the rotations. So it doesn't change size. I'm still using 4.0. Use 4.1, guys. Come on, this tool is a godsend. This deform brush tool. But yeah, I would use a rotation deformer if I really need to rotate something. But yeah, I don't usually rotate here a lot. So the movement will be smoother. Will we get to highlights on different angles? Nah. Like, I'm only going to discuss the things that are shown in the outline. But then you couldn't warp it if the rotation is apparent, right? You can warp it. If the rotation is apparent and there is a warp deformer under it, you can warp it. See? You can. You won't be able to warp it if the warp deformer is the parent. See, there you go. So this will be helpful when you're rigging something that's turning. Okay, let me just do a bunch of Control Z's. Okay. Quickly butchered. Okay, well she was okay. I think we are back. Oh goodness. There we go. All right. Now I will quickly discuss what parameters are, since this is a pretty simple thing. So parameters are these stuff on here in the parameter palette. These things with all the scrolling. These are called parameters, and you can make new folders by clicking this one just to organize things better. Like select them and then drag. Yes. So parameters basically record the changes that you make in art meshes and deformers, then interpolate them. Basically, okay, I should explain what interpolation is. Basically, the dots that you see in Live2D, wait, let me show it. The dots that you will see here, the green dots, these are points. Important points. These are keyframes in Live2D. Yeah. These are called keyframes. They have to be green. If it's green, it means that this certain deformer is keyed here. That's how you call it. This certain deformer is keyed here. And if you select another one, you will notice that the dots, the circles, aren't green anymore, because that means that they are not involved with this parameter. Okay? So how do you key a parameter? You basically just click these things, the one with the green circles. Okay, that's how you key it. And what is interpolation? I'll just read it since this is already a very good explanation. It is similar to interpolation in animation. For example, you have two frames, which are already two keys in parameters in Live2D. These are the keys. And basically, the space between them is the in-betweens. So Live2D fills in the information between these keys. So they kind of do the animating for you. Like, for example, Klee's hair is like this in the middle key. And then Klee's hair will be like this. And then like this in the other. So Live2D does whatever is between them for you. So when you move the key, it does that. Basically that. It records any change that you make in... I'm so sorry, Klee. It records any change that you make in deformers and stuff. And also, makes them move like that. I'm so sorry, wig snatched. I'm so sorry, Klee. So that's what parameters do. You can also do it for art meshes, for example. Don't do what I'm doing, since I'm just showing how parameters work. Don't do whatever in these parameters. Make sure that you're doing the proper motion. Okay, for example, angle Z. Oh man, this will be hard. Never mind. Okay, for example, angle Z. I want to rotate this one a little. Oh shoot. And this one the other way. Like, everything is recorded. Let's take this side bang. And for example, key it to this parameter, just whatever. If I move a vertex and do that, it's gonna record that. See? it records everything. It sees everything. Her hair is a hammer. No, I'm so sorry. Klee, your sacrifice will be remembered. I'm so sorry, Klee. I'll give you head pats. Oh my gosh. So yeah, basically that is what parameters do. They record everything. So you have to be careful. Make sure that if you're experimenting with something, just checking out what this hair looks like, moving it and stuff, checking what it looks like if you move these vertices, yeah, make sure that it is not keyed anywhere, especially for deformers, since it'll be a little bit difficult to fix things if you're in the pre version. Yeah. But yeah. So any questions on parameters? Is there anything that you don't really get about them? They can record anything, I swear, anything. And you can create new parameters for other purposes. By pressing this button, new parameter, parameter, wow. Give it an ID, param wow. You can change the ranges here as well. And there you have it. Let's say the heart piece. In parameter wow, it just goes yeet. It goes yeet. There. You can do anything with parameters. Yeah, you can do anything. How did you get most of the hair? Because I only got the front bangs. Oh, like under this one? You basically just select all of the hair here. Oh, not the deformer. Select all of the hair and drag it under the front bang XY deformer. One of the most useful things I've been finding with the parameters is the reflect motion command that lets you do one extreme end and then make the other end easily. Yeah, that is very useful. Very useful. The reflect motion. How do you decide how much you deform the object to the left and right of the parameter? Oh, you just do. I mean, how do you decide how much you wanna? It's really up to you, man. If you want her wig to be snatched all the way up here, you can do that. If you want her wig to be snatched all the way right here at this parameter, you can do that too. There's no limit to it. It's... Yes. Okay, someone is asking, what is the ID for? The ID is basically the identifier of the parameter, and it is very important that you don't change the IDs of the parameters here that are already in Live2D, because this is what the tracking programs use. Can you mix deformer parameters with art mesh parameters, or are they separated? You can! You can, bro! You can, for example. Wait. Poor Klee, wait. For example, there is literally no limit. You can assign multiple objects to a single parameter. You can assign different deformers to a single parameter. For example, I want the hair to rotate. And I also, on the same parameter, I want the hair to warp. I want to warp. Okay? Let's say it bulges out here. And then here, it just goes in. Or no. Or does that. This will happen. Yeah. But don't try to combine everything into one parameter, or else it won't be a very good rig if there's too much things in this parameter. For example, here, the rotation of the hair could have been assigned to angle Z only. And then, yeah, let's rotate that. And then angle X, let's just say that's angle X. So that's what happens, because in tracking, if you put too much things in a single parameter, it will mess it up. Is it better to make a parameter for every part or combine as much as possible? Okay, for making parameters, my policy is to think of the motions that your model has and make parameters based on that. And for deformers, I would usually have a deformer for 1 to 2 parameters to make things easier. Damn, you snatched that wig. Yeah, I did. Yeah. For parameters are just basically record keepers of the motions that your model has. So you have to base what parameters you're gonna make on the motions of your model, not necessarily the parts. For example, as you can observe in the default parameters of Live2D, there is angle X, angle Y, angle Z, I'll open, smile, browse stuff, body XYZ, physics. It's all motions, and they're not really necessarily parts. What does angle Z mean? This one. Can you save time copying and pasting? Yeah, you can. You can copy and paste parameters by right-clicking on a parameter and selecting replicate parameters. And you can just edit it to wow. You can just edit the parameter to make it different. Okay, I'll go delete that. I'll go delete this one too. There you go. I forgot Willow open Live2D. Okay. Does this mean that all VTubers are bald but have really good wigs? Well, probably. Is there a way to copy paste a parameter to mirror? Like if I rig one eye, can I do the other eye? Yeah, you can. I have a video on YouTube, which is the eye blinking rigging. I show how I do that. Video is so helpful. Was wondering if you had tips for rigging my first full body model. Reference your own body. That is my tip. Like, try to move and see how you move and try to copy it. Is there a way to undo wrong actions? Control Z. Yeah, you got that right, Safara. You got that right. Yes, you're now red-pilled about beach. Wait. What is red-pilled? What does that mean? If there are a lot of parameters, would it kill the performance of the rig? I haven't really thought of that. But so far, I have quite a lot of parameters, especially for physics, but it hasn't affected the performance of my rigs. Does it matter which range we are choosing for the parameter? Oh, good. Very good question. For physics, I usually use the range -1, 0, and then 1. And then for other stuff, I usually don't change the ranges. For the default stuff, I don't do that. Copy paste is the paid option, right? Well, I'm actually not sure if 4.1 made replicating parameters a paid option. But copy pasting shapes is a paid option. I've seen watching streams in such a sort of box and parameter section rather than just line. Oh, okay. You can also link parameters together. Let me just key it to this one. You can link them together by clicking on the button on the side. And you can do that. Yeah, you can do this after. Riggers would usually do the left and right of each parameters first. And then if it's not the head angles, they will go here, click this button, and then synthesize corners. That didn't do anything because I didn't do anything to the Y parameter. Wait, let me do something. Okay, it goes up. This one goes down. I'll link it and then synthesize corners. There you go. That kind of, yeah. Maybe a better example would actually be this one. Let me do it. I'll move it here, and then I'll move it here. And then this one, I'll move it here, and then no, I'll move it here. And then I will synthesize corners. There you go. It does the job for you. I don't really recommend synthesizing corners when you are doing angle X and Y because it'll look bad. Poor Klee. I'm so sorry. Gosh, yeah. I don't see the difference between no corners and synthesized corners. Can you describe it a bit more? Okay. Let me undo the synthesize. Okay, this is what the synthesized corner looks like. That's what it looks like. It's moving in a nice circular motion. And when I undo the synthesis, this is what it looks like. It doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know where to go. Yeah. This is what it looks like. Synthesizing corners means that you define this, the movement here in the corners, which is not defined if you don't synthesize them or manually rig them. Yeah, it got confused, but when you synthesize corners, it knows where to go. You basically merge them, the X and Y. You kind of mix them in a bowl, and this is what comes out. These are the corners. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Why do you not recommend synthesizing X and Y when rigging head angles? It looks like it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I always manually rig my head angles. Yeah. Because synthesizing, they don't look good, bruh. Can you synthesize corners with 3 parameters? Unfortunately, you cannot. You cannot do that. I actually have a material about that. I will also upload that in the Discord server after. Yes. So what do you do instead? I just go to the corners and manually do it. I have references for angle corners and I have a certain process of rigging head angles, so I'm kind of used to it already. So yeah. I usually use synthesized corners for eyes. Oh, when rigging head angles? Yeah. Thanks for the tutorial on toggles. That was really tough to understand. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Edit them later if they look weird. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You can definitely edit later. But yeah, I just prefer doing the head angles manually. Oh, that one too. The free version doesn't let you have 3 parameters on a single object. So yeah. You can't... Yeah, I was actually about to discuss the parameter warning. So you can actually assign... Wait, let me go to Live2D. For example, I have an object right here, front, back, X, Y. I can actually assign it to more than 3 parameters. As many as I want, but it'll kind of affect the performance of Live2D sometimes. Like exporting, I've experienced longer exporting times. I am not very sure if it's related to this. But yeah, you can do this, but in the paid version. But you cannot do this in the free version. As I've said, I have a material explaining what happens if you have more than 2 parameters linked to a single object. I'll send it in the Discord server later. I still have the images. Yeah. Maybe get that reference. I always have trouble on face corner angles. Oh, like the corner angle references that I have? I'm not sure if I still have the file, but it's basically just screenshots of other models of Live2D. I basically watched a lot of streams of VTubers who have good models and just investigated them. Just use them as reference. How much is the paid version? $20 per month. Having too many parameters on a single object is bad practice. Yeah, it is. Unless you're rigging expressions. Yeah, don't do too many parameters on a single object because that'll really mess things up. And also, don't have too many objects on one parameter, especially if they are of different motions. You can have a lot of objects in a single parameter as long as they are in the same group of motion, like what I showed earlier. Like, you know, the tilting of the hair and then the warping of the hair, they should be separate according to head angles. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot. Discord, no, don't go crazy. Will we get to cover the breathing portion? Nah, not now. I won't be covering that. Anyway, do y'all have questions? More questions about parameters? Yeah. You'll be able to watch this later. Don't answer. Lo. Cabbage, lo. No, cabbage. I struggle with the parent-child hierarchy. I don't know what to put in where. If you struggle with it, I really recommend looking at the Hiyori sample model. Because that's a very good example. Okay. If there are no more questions, I can proceed, I think. Yes, I'll go proceed. I'll just keep an eye on chat just in case anyone has questions. Okay, here. I basically showed this already, how deformer and parameters work together. So you should utilize deformers in order to make the necessary changes in parts of the model. And yeah, with parameters being the record keeper of these changes. And parameters are, you know, record keepers of motions and changes in the model. You just need to make a parameter if there is something that you wanna do or something that you wanna move, you know? Yeah. And I recommend, like, per deformer, you only assign it to 1 to 2 parameters. You can definitely assign an art mesh or a layer to more than 3 in special occasions. Please reference my expressions video because that's one of the applications where you have to assign an art mesh to more than 3 parameters. Would I be allowed to link the Hiyori model? Oh, I think YouTube doesn't allow viewers to link stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. That's how it is. Oh, final remarks. We are done. We are almost done. I just have some tips for everyone. And yeah, of course, if you have questions, you can send them in the workshop VC spam. And even though I think it's getting a little bit late on my end, so please just send some questions in the workshop VC spam. And I'll try to answer them tomorrow when I wake up. So don't you worry. So I'll be only answering questions that are related to the workshop/seminar. Not really necessary how to rig this and that. No. Yeah. Kira, is it okay to leave layer order entry? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, to answer your question, because I want to answer that question already. No. Your artist can have some kind of like folder in the illustration for all the back parts that your model has. So it is okay to leave the layer order unchanged as long as the PSD is arranged properly. Yeah. Anyway, here are my final remarks. I'll be answering the questions tomorrow. I'm getting a little sleepy, and I'm sure that other people are getting sleepy too. Like, especially those who are on the C side of the world, SEA, Southeast Asia. Hello! Goodness. Okay. Oh man, this is wrong. That's not my final remark. Not that. Okay. Importance of using references, especially for the deformer hierarchy, that using references is very, very important. Like, look at the Hiyori sample model. Even though I try my best to explain what the deformer hierarchy is, it'll be a little difficult to completely grasp it. So looking at an example will definitely help you a lot. Please go Check out the Hiyori sample model if you can. If you're struggling with Deformer hierarchy, it will give you a very good idea of what you should do, what you should put under what. But I'll have to note that simply copying, okay, referencing is not equal to copying. So if you're just simply copying what someone or, what a reference rig has, you might not be able to learn a lot. Also, thank you for the super chat. Yay, rigging. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Okay, so copying is not necessarily referencing. Because if you just simply copy and not really try to understand the lesson behind the reference, you won't really learn. It's just going to be a shallow level of, understanding. Yeah, if you just copy and copy and copy and copy. So please don't just copy. If you are going to reference something, try to understand why it is like this, how did it become like this, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay, I put here that I always advocate for knowing the whys and how, so you'll be able to rig something when there isn't a guide for it on YouTube. So, yeah. So know the whys and hows when you're looking at a rig. It doesn't move like that. Try to figure it out. Or when your friend sends you some kind of, sends you their rig, their Live2D file, they don't just copy their physics settings. Try to understand why is this setting like this and why is this setting like that. Or maybe even ask your friend why is this and that like that. Yeah. Because you need to have a good understanding of the workings of a rig in order to really do something nice. So you could do something that you haven't done before. Yeah, for example, like I've never rigged glasses. When I rigged like one of my children's model, I've never rigged glasses, but since I know how glasses look like in real life and since I know the tools and concepts of Live2D, I was able to do it without any help. Since I understood the basics and stuff. Yeah. And next one, oh shoot, I keep on pressing the wrong key. The importance of experimenting. It is important to apply what you have learned and try to discover new things in Live2D. Since Live2D is an output-based thing, like when you're gonna rig, it's output-based. It's very important to experiment and see the different features of the program, like what does this do, what does this do, it's okay to explore beyond the tutorials. Like it's okay. Like don't be what's the word? What's the word? I forgot. Don't be a prisoner of tutorials. If you see something that interests you, go ahead and click it and save. Have a backup file. Have a backup file, okay? And also, using Live2D while watching tutorials or reading the manual will be really helpful. I mean, at least personally, since when I really try to apply something that I have learned, especially in something that is very output, that is reliant on the output, actually doing it helps me to remember the things that I have learned. Yeah. It just helps to drill things into your brain if you apply the things that you have learned. So don't be afraid of, opening Live2D and actually trying stuff out. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Rig some more. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Yeah, also remember to save, okay? Don't have several backup files. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and always try to do something new in Live2D. Try to challenge yourself and push yourself a little further. Because that's how you get better. That's how you get better. And lastly, the importance of foundational knowledge. It is very important to have a really good grasp on the tools of Live2D, like the basic tools, the tools that I have showed you, and how they work, how they really work, what are the effects of these tools on each other, or the effects of these tools on deformers, and blah, blah, blah. Before, actually trying to rig something that is very complicated or something that is very, very way out of your league as of now. Like, do not just jump in head first. Take baby steps, and be careful. Be careful. Since I think it is better and it will be easier for you if you learn the basics of Live2D first and master them before, asking around or searching for stuff like how to rig a specific thing, how to rig head angles, how to rig eyelashes, because you might have a hard time when you encounter like a new tool or a new feature that is not explained in the video. Because not all videos are able to expound on everything all the time. So it's important to know the basics. You being called out, oh my gosh. Sorry for calling out some people. But yeah. It's important to have a really good grasp of the basics so you can move on to more complex things. I mean, it's not bad to search how to rig this and that. I just encourage to study the basics first so you won't have a hard time when there's something that isn't explained. And then, a good foundational knowledge can be achieved through experimenting a lot, practicing a lot, reading the manual. The manual is quite helpful sometimes when you're not too sure what something does. And listening to the general concepts provided in tutorials. And also, watching people work. Because how they do stuff and how they use these tools, how they could more efficiently use it. Yeah, that will definitely help a lot. But yeah. Oh yeah, and about the general concepts. In my tutorials, I usually just provide the general concepts of, certain topics. Because there is not one way to rig a model. You could definitely have your own style. And yeah. And it's kind of difficult to really provide a specific step-by-step tutorial for something like expressions or provide tutorials for very specific stuff. I mean, it's possible, but it's kind of hard for me to do. Since there has to be tons of videos. So that's why I stress on the importance of knowing the basics and knowing the tools and stuff. So you'll know how to rig when there isn't a guide for it. Yeah, that's all. That concludes this workshop. So if you have any, I think I could answer quite a few questions. If y'all have any. Oh yeah. Busto, Fumiko, hello! Hi! Thank you very much for the workshop. You are welcome. Is it possible if you could post your presentation somewhere? It would be useful. Yeah, I would definitely post it in the Discord server. I'll send a PDF. This has been great. I'm glad it was great. I hope I have introduced Live2D to y'all in a nice way. I'm sorry if it wasn't that, extensive. Because there's a time limit. And there's just a lot of stuff. And my model is 2D. This workshop, you're welcome. Y'all are welcome. I'll try to learn. That's what matters. Trying. We'll keep the workshop muted for now, but if you have questions for getting an answer here. Yes, please do just send something. Would you be doing a live stream or video on building a model from start to finish? I try to, but there are times when I work at very odd hours that my mods aren't available, or I forget to record. So, yeah, I'm also busy with the university, so some things might not be possible. First time watching your stream. Hi, welcome. It's really helpful. You're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. Would you consider running another workshop on more advanced concepts? I could do that. Though it'll take a lot of time since I have to prepare the resources and have to decide on what kind of workshop y'all want. Yes, arigato, yeah. I don't know how to Japanglish the you're welcome in Japan. But you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Is it possible to start with a basic PNG tuber with limited expressions in Live2D? It is definitely possible. You could have less range, just in case you don't have the rigging skills yet for a range as wide as this. Yeah, it's really possible. That's okay. There's a way. There's a way. If there's a will, there's a way. Your live stream is really helpful. Thank you. This kid is wrapping up. Please be sure to check her out. Yeah, check me out. Oh my god. More. Could you make more live streams for beginners? I could definitely, if y'all really want to. I could have a live stream dedicated to one aspect of Live2D if y'all want. Yeah. Yes. So I will have these videos up on YouTube and maybe even re-record some stuff. Because I definitely became smooth-brained at one point. Sheesh. Sheesh. Yes, thank you for everyone who came to the workshop. Thank you, thank you. I'm just gonna wait for some more questions. I don't know if you know Diariko, but she has a model where she has like a static drip in her eyes. How do you add something like that? I could ask her. I'm not too sure since I haven't experienced doing something like that, but I'm guessing that it's an animation. Yes, yes. Diariko's model right now is TD. She also illustrates and rigs her own model. Kira cracked. Cracked? Yeah. Cracked. Super cracked. Man, when I first heard that word, I thought it was something like, oh man, you high. Nah, wasn't. Like, oh, also, Alex, welcome. Wait, were you lurking or did you just arrive? I don't know if this has been asked, but how long did it take you to... Okay, I was rushing. Okay, let me actually... I'll go on my YouTube channel. Because I actually streamed most of the process of rigging my model. New tab. Video.youtube.com. Okay, let me look. Content live. I'm pretty sure I did it in a pretty quick way because I wasn't doing anything related to university. So I had a lot of free time. So this was 4th of July, 25 June. I can't math, someone help. So I started streaming it on the 22nd day of June. And I'll add probably 2 days to it. So that is... 25... Oh god! I can't math, holy! July 4. Just start June 22. January, February, March, April, May, June. Oh my god. 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2, 16 days? 16? Probably 16 days. Or a little bit more. And sorry if I'm like whistling, it's because of my braces. I added a little bit of allowance since I work on the model off stream. Yeah, probably 16 days. Also conceptualizing. Yeah, 16 days. Probably 12 to 16 days. Thank you. Thank you for those who did the math. Yeah, man, that was speed. That was speed. Am I late? Yes. I'm sorry. But yes, I am almost ending. It literally speed, because I work on models for at least 4 hours a day. I could go for 8. That's how addicted I am to Live2D, man. I could go work on a model 8 days. 8 hours per day and like maybe the whole week. Yeah, but yeah, that is That is fast. That is my speed when I don't have anything else to do, like no other commissions, no university work, and also no revisions. That would be my speed. What a good addiction. Most people's addiction costs money, yours makes money. Yeah, pick a good thing to get addicted to, guys. Oh god, nagpupuyat ako. No, I don't have Monday classes. I think. Well, we have asynchronous classes, so it's no problem. The difference from your first stream to last one is 12 days. Okay, yeah. I added 4 to that because of the other stuff that I have done. Kira eats deformers for yeah, I do. Oh my god, the hard work pays off clearly. Thanks. Oh man, do y'all just want to be on the Discord server and I'll end stream? Yeah, let's go to the VTubers Discord server. I'll say bye here now. Let's go talk there maybe. I don't know, I can't chat. Or, I don't know, what mods? What do y'all think? Man. Okay, I'll end stream? Okay, let's go. Okay, so everyone gets, faster feed. Okay, I'll stop streaming. Boy, I'll take it on YouTube.